Hey everybody, this is Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet, and I've recently discovered this knitting thimble. And let me just show you how this works. You can remove this little bar and you can load up to 4 different colors of yarn. Close the bar carefully, put this on your finger, and you can have 4 colors available. Now this is designed primarily for knitting projects. I'll put a picture right here of a sweater that I'm working on, and I found this extremely helpful. If you want to see a video on how this is demonstrated for this particular sweater, check in the video description and I'll put that link there. But right now I want to see if I can apply this to my crocheting. And particularly for those of you who work mosaic crochet, and this often involves changing colors in the row. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a quick demonstration of a very simplistic version of what this may look like as you're crocheting across the row. And then I'm going to crochet using this knitting thimble and just trying to see which is more efficient and which works better. Just to simplify this, I'm only going to use 2 colors in the row. So to begin, I'm going to work a single crochet with the white, and then I'm going to change colors. I'm going to have to stop and add the new yarn, and then I position my yarn hold for those, and I'm going to go ahead and crochet over color number 1. We'll call red color number 2. So we're going to make 2 single crochets, but now it's time to switch colors. So I'm going to reposition my yarn hold for the white color, and then again, it's easy to forget to crochet over the color you're not using, so I'm going to do that. I know there are other techniques, but that's just the one I'm choosing to demonstrate with right now. And then I have to reposition my hand again. Now this is very doable, and most of you get used to this, and it does have a lot of motion with your hands involved. Okay, it's time to switch again, and then don't forget to crochet over the red. So you see my hand, it happens to be my left hand. If you're a left-hander, that it would be your right hand. Very busy, very busy. Okay, and switch again. And then, oh yeah, don't forget, we're crocheting over that strand. Whoop, I gotta pull this one out because I need to swap it for the white color again. And then we're going to do this and then swap back to the red. And then we're going to finish with the red. Now there are, again, many different techniques, but I'm just going to demonstrate the one that's easy right now. So I'm going to fasten off this yarn color, leave a strand for weaving in. Not all mosaic, but a lot of mosaic is basically worked from right to left or left to right if you're a lefty. So I'm going to rejoin my yarn, and I'm going to do this row again, and I'm going to add, well, let me go ahead and trim. I forgot to trim this other. So anybody that's worked mosaic knows that this is really heavy on weaving in ends. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna make a single crochet, and then we're going to do another. So now I'm going to demonstrate what this may look like using our yarn thimble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the red yarn close in front, the short tail in front, the yarn supply in the back, and the same with the yarn that we're using, the white. I'm going to load it front to back, just like that. And close off that top and load that onto my finger, and I'm going to hold the yarn strands just like this, just the way I normally would. You may have to adjust. I'm going to adjust that one just a little bit. And if you ever find the yarn's just a little too long, you can just stop and readjust. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to take in the red yarn to complete this. Now as I work the red stitches, I want to be sure to work over that white, just like that. And do this again, take the red. But this time, I'm going to pull in the white. See how much easier that is? And then let's pull up the white here, because we are working over the red. 1. And now I'm going to pull in the red color. Okay, there it goes. So after pulling in that red, we can go ahead. And I'm going to come back behind the white, because we need to work around, or make sure that that white is worked in. And so now I've pulled up a loop for the second, and we're going to pull in the white again. And again, I'm going to pull up the white, but behind the red. I'm going much more slowly than I normally would using this, but I just find it so much easier not having to stop and reposition everything. There we go. If you need to, you can always give a little tug to those strands. Oops, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have pulled in the red at that point. No problem, just pull in the red. And let's go around the back, which is not a problem, so that we get that loop covered with the white. Now it's time to pull in the white. And just pull that white down just on top of that red, and pull in the red. And let's do 2 more red. And I am now finished with my row. So tell me in the comments below, does that help? Do you think this is easier, or is this making mosaic crochet a bit more complicated? I'd especially be interested in hearing from those of you who are more experienced with mosaic crochet, and especially if you're working with numerous, 3, 4 different colors in a row. Do you think this prim knitting thimble would be helpful to you? If so, let me know that, and if not, let me know what works better for you. And I will have a link for this in the video description. God bless. Bye-bye.